Uh, Welcome to another session with Nourish, and we have an amazing session lined up today. We have two very special people with us. In fact, three of them. And as you would have seen, we have been sending out invites. We have been sending out emails and inviting people to join the session. I'm sure it's going to be super amazing. So let me bring on the first person. You would have seen them in one of our previous webinars. Jaskaran, who's the head of growth with Nourish. If you could quickly introduce yourself, Jaskaran.
Hi, everybody. So I'm just Karan. I'm leading growth initiatives at Nourish, where I look into, everything related to digital marketing and user growth. So there's a lot of stuff that we guys are actually doing. So very interesting to kind of join these, weekly webinars where I get an opportunity to interact with, different people, whether it's tenants or other stakeholders related to Nourish, to learn more about their experiences and share them with you.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. And the chief guests of the webinar today. So we have this this amazing couple with us who are the people behind Enrichment Academy, and you would have seen in our invites. So let me bring the people behind Enrichment Academy live right now. Just bear with me. Hi, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Hi. So, if you could actually quickly just give us a brief introduction about who are you and what do you do and why are you here today? That would be amazing.
Okay, so I'm Geeta and I'm from Indore. I was born and brought up there in a Punjabi family, very fun, simple, and creative family. So, if I talk about my childhood, I was surrounded by, art, culture, and music,
Yes.
sports, and especially food because it's a Punjabi family.
Yes.
Uh, I started cooking full fledged when I was in high school, and art was always there.
Okay.
So, if you ask me in one line, I am a learner, observer, and a creator.
Okay.
Be it art, be it music or languages, uh, organizing events or parties or design. I am everywhere.
Okay.
So that's me.
Great. Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
So I was just really listening to you, your background that you were sharing with us, Geeta. I was really interested to understand why did you, since we are talking about Enrichment Academy and your experience with Enrichment Academy, what made you, incline yourself more towards cooking or culinary arts? And then we'll, of course, proceed and talk more about Enrichment Academy and your with, using our services. Just wanted to understand, where did cooking come into the picture?
It was always there. It was always there. So as I told, I am a learner. So I started cooking when I was in high school.
Okay,
So
great.
and then it never stopped. It was
Okay.
always there.
All right. So then, did you ever think that you would probably have cooking as a part of, as a commercial did you see any commercial aspects as well back then? Were you ambitious about building a business around it, or it was just out of sheer passion and fun or enjoyment while you are involved in cooking?
Not just cooking. Actually, I was always into arts, more in painting. So I always wanted to start something and do professionally. But as I was traveling, with my husband to different cities, different places, and when finally we came back to India for good and settled in Pune,
Yeah.
then it was the time like I opened my art studio, and I was taking various courses there, and cooking was definitely one of them.
Okay. And so if you could also give a little brief background about yourself, just to kind of, help us introduce you to our viewers through this webinar. Sorry, I think I was asking Sir to just give a short introduction.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So, so I'm Avinash. Thanks for having us for this webinar. I think it's very interesting to have this discussion.
Of course.
She is the wholesale brain behind this Enrichment Academy and running this very successfully for last 8 to 10 years in the physical format till we moved into online recently. And for me, it's a weekend fun, right? So on Saturday, Sundays, I kind of try to support her wherever possible. And today was Saturday, so I thought instead of just watching something on Netflix, let me sit with her and have some fun.
Spend a weekend, probably, right?
That's a good one. So no, but that's very humble of you to actually say that. I mean, so just to give a background to everybody, and I know the name of the webinar is also such, but you have been one of the definitely one of the biggest successes that we have seen in a very short time with the Enrichment Academy. That you've gone from 0 to 8 lakhs, and this has just been like a mom and pop or like a one man or a two people business. And generally what happens is people will spend so much money, get an entire team in place. There's a whole team doing a lot of stuff for them, and you yourself have been able to kind of do so well in so less time. So I want to break this down into two parts. So one part is the content of this. How did you go about creating the content, and how did you know that you would your content would really do well in this space?
So, as we all know that cooking is a life skill, so everybody needs to learn it. And it was always there when I started taking cooking camps. We were having fun, and everybody was learning a lot. Uh, then we thought of making some videos to provide our students for better learning experience and make it easy for them to follow the recipes, and importantly understand and recall and all those small tips and tricks that they usually forget. So I started making videos. We were making videos, and then this COVID hit. So then it was a thought that let's launch a YouTube channel, or there was another option that we could have a course. So after giving it a thought, we decided to, start a course. That is
Right.
how we started.
Okay. So did you have experiences before this in terms of creating videos, cooking videos on YouTube as well? If you could just kind of elaborate a little more about that, and how did you then eventually decide to open an academy, and then formally kind of capsule your courses and take them to the audience? If you just want to talk about that transition a bit.
Yeah, the academy we actually founded 8 years back, 8 to 10
Okay.
years back. Since then, I was conducting courses.
Okay.
So in
Okay.
recently in January, February, I started making videos for my students who come for the camps, for cooking camps.
Okay.
I was making videos for them. And when the lockdown thing happened, and we knew that we don't know when it is going to get over, and the videos were already into the making.
Okay.
So then actually we thought about the online course.
So that's that the pandemic in a way just kind of helped you also kind of create some valuable content during that period of time while you were busy with your camps. Again, another interesting question that I usually would get is, as a consumer, if I think of a consumer, is that if there's already so much of content available online on YouTube, then why would you be so sure to kind of start an online academy which is focused on cooking and culinary arts?
You are right, absolutely right. But and this is a very important question, and very valid question actually. Because once you start watching videos on YouTube, you will be watching them every day, and it's endless.
Correct.
On Facebook, Instagram, it's everywhere. There are hundreds and thousands of cooking videos already there.
Yeah.
But what happens is when you go and search for a recipe, say chole bhature,
Right.
get lost. There will be 100 more recipes, and then there will be mushroom curry, or there will be some desserts, and you get lost, and you, after spending many hours, you might end up watching stand-up comedy.
Right.
So,
So,
that,
so there
yeah.
is, you're saying with an academy, the content that you possibly have in an academy, if you learn from an academy instead of just going randomly on YouTube, there is more purpose to your learning process, right? So you're coming there with a specific focus. You're not just binging on video.
Absolutely. I think the way to look at it is also like if you are going for, say, from Mumbai to Delhi, right?
Right.
Why do you need a Google map, right?
Yeah.
Because you want to know exactly what is my destination, what are my steps, how are I'm going to reach there, right? And where exactly I have to take left turn and right turn, right? So you needed a guided path to get
Okay.
there. Similarly, in YouTube, it is completely unguided, right? So you end up watching stand-up comedy while actually you went for watching some recipe.
Exactly.
And with the course, there are two things. One is when somebody is paying, they are making a commitment to themselves.
Correct.
Okay, I want to learn this. Right?
Correct.
And secondly, then you know exactly where to start and where to end, and you know the entire path and the journey, right?
Right.
That
Right.
is where I think the courses are important.
So basically, it's not just about the content here, not just specifically about the videos. The framework, as they say, is quite important as well, right? So I think in if you compare videos on YouTube or generally when you talk about an academy like Enrichment Academy, the difference would certainly be that there's a certain structure and a framework to it, which enables better learning experiences for people who've actually put in that intent, shown that intent by purchasing that product, right? So it would be interesting to know. So maybe you would have started creating content during the pandemic, through camps or otherwise as well. When did you actually, or how did you actually start looking at it as, or putting the entire piece in some sort of a framework, so to say? And was that a challenging task for you, or it was pretty much falling in place, whatever you were creating?
It could be actually most tiring and overwhelming, for someone who is trying to make a course to launch online. But as I told you, I was taking cooking camps for many years, and I used to follow the same structure that I followed to make this online course. Okay, so there are 100 videos, and we start from very basic, videos from chopping skills, say, or know your ingredients. From there, we take it to smoothies and shakes and salads, then home cooked food like daily food, daily meals, what we need, everybody needs, and then party food, and
Right.
then more complex dishes like jalebis and
Right. Right.
shawarma
Right.
and all those things. So it is structured and very thoughtfully designed course.
Right, right. So I think from a content point of view and from a structure point of view, you definitely knew what you were planning to do. You'd already done a lot of things in the past as well. I think so. This combination with Nourish would also enhance the overall selling experience for you in terms of taking the content to the market and to your consumers.
Absolutely, I think the platform is very important here because see, creating video, of course, is a big task. But at the end of the day, a lot of people can create videos, right? Once you get past that initial hurdle, it is easy to get videos created. But I think the time to market is also important, right? When pandemic hit, and we know now it's very crowded, there are so many people coming online. So how fast you can get to the market and how quickly you can start giving your offer to people, right? That's important. And that's where the platform like Nourish has really helped us because means it has all the basic foundation that one needs to launch their online course, right? So right from creating your landing pages to website to the payment gateway integration to so there are multiple features which you need to present your online course.
That's amazing to hear. So another thing that I particularly wanted to focus was on videos, because videos definitely plays a very important role for anyone who wants to kind of set up an online academy that really is the flesh of your product or the service that you're actually offering to the customers. So when it comes to video production, there are now a lot of technologies available, both in terms of hardware and software, to enable people to set up their own private studios at home to start producing content. I would love to know more about your experiences, about how did you go about creating videos, specifically talking about the video production aspect of it, right? So was it mostly in-house, inside your own periphery, or you reached out to an agency to get this done? How was that experience?
It's an interesting question, right? Because I know, when we were doing some research on this online course launch, right? So a lot of people have that phobia of, first of all, how we will create video, and secondly, do you need that fancy studio setup, uh, whether it is a DSLR or maybe video editing softwares or all the lighting arrangements, right? So people get overwhelmed with just the thought of setting all that up for your video production. But to be honest, I think at least for the beginners, I think majority of work can be done just using your regular mobile phone, right? To be
Okay.
honest, that's
Yes.
what we did, right? So till date, we don't have any fancy stuff. We are using our regular mobile phone to shot the videos, and then some free softwares to edit it, and we use our regular home light
Great.
to set up this studio, so to say. And
Right.
webinar also we are just doing on laptop using the webcam, right? And so with your all the stuff which you already have, all you need is a laptop, internet connection, and a willpower to do something, and then you can create it, right? And of course, there is a lot of learning, right? Means you have to go through that pain, right? Don't think that things will come easy, right?
Exactly.
If you want to do a one-man show,
Exactly.
it has to be a lot of effort, right? And it is
Right.
easy to do that once you commit to it, right? So if you
Right.
think that you have to move from your comfort zone and really learn few new things and then do it.
Great, fantastic. That's wonderful to hear, and it also kind of it gives me that sense of teamwork, which is very important to take any kind of a business online. At the end of the day, whatever we offer at Nourish is also to enable content creators to take their businesses online and learn from experienced users of Nourish like you. To kind of get a few questions answered, because for a first time person it also depends on what stage they are in terms of setting up their academies, etc., how fresh they are, what are the things that are coming to their mind. So talking about the course itself, you're primarily video based instructions plus you offer PDF recipes for each of the videos that you have in your courses. How else do you support the students or the users who've enrolled for the course or who've brought the service? They've purchased the service.
Right. So we are always there, always available to support our students. So there are different mediums. Nourish actually provides a very good feature, very good tool. So students can ask questions right there below the recipe, and I can answer them right there. That
Okay.
is very important. And apart from that, WhatsApp support is there. Okay, students call on the WhatsApp number, or they ask questions and I answer them, and they also share the pictures or videos what they are making at home, what they are cooking. That is very important. Apart from that, we have once a week call support. So once a week, all the students are free to call me and they discuss, they talk to me, they feel connected, they feel comfortable, and they feel like motivated and continue cooking. That is where I can encourage them. We also have Facebook Cooking Cult community page. So
Great.
it is very good because there all the students are connected to each other. They share their pictures and their experience. I also help them there in the Facebook community page. They ask questions.
So
Those pictures, it's very easy for me to help them and guide them, and it's fun.
Correct, correct. So it's also kind of a you have a community effort. So you look at it as a community of your own students rather than looking at just purely from a customer and from a transactional perspective, right? You're also kind of adding to their experiences after they've purchased the course, and that's, I think, wonderful. That gives you builds great credibility with your brand, with the service that you offer, and that's an amazing thing. Another thing that is really exciting about Enrichment Academy is the speed, at which it's grown over the past few months. And first of all, kudos to the two of you and your extended team to kind of achieve that. But 1,000 students on the platform in less than 3 months is definitely a very good number. So how did you achieve this? And what were the challenges, the journey, possibly challenges and achievements are a part of the journey itself. And as you mentioned earlier, it's about taking the journey and getting the learnings with each step. So how was this? Have these 3 months been when you've grown to this number?
So from my perspective, the content should be, first of all, useful, attractive, and then value for money.
Great.
That is the first thing after looking at the ad when somebody calls you and get interested into purchasing the course. That is very important. And then after support that we are providing, that is a very good addition to that. And lifetime access is definitely a catch.
Okay.
That is very good from my perspective. I think these things are very good from my
And
side.
what about very interesting? So I think from a service point of view, definitely things are covered and all. There are no holes. But from a marketing perspective, how has your experience been? I'm talking more about taking the product to the users in the digital universe. How has that experience been? Were you aware about digital advertising? Do you do it in-house? Do you have an agency who does it for you? Any team member who does it for you? How does that work?
That's completely his forte. So he may answer better.
That's a great.
Yeah.
Well, it's fun, but yeah, I think of course, we are also excited with the response we got in 3 months. So it's a journey, right? So as she was mentioning, so there are 2-3 aspects, right? So one is we look at the fail fast, scale fast, right? That's the philosophy. Right? If you want to try something, try quickly, fail, and then move forward, right? Rather than like just thinking about a lot of things and not trying it out, right? So if you have some ideas in mind, I think our suggestion is to try out quickly, right? And then and once you see a response, right, scale quickly, right? So that's also important, right? And just don't think about people take Facebook spend as expenditure, right? So I think you have to look at that as an investment for your business, right? Rather than expenditure, right? If you're going to open a brick and mortar's physical shop, right, you'll spend 20, 30,000, 50,000, depending on what you're opening, just the shop rent, right? And there are other expenses. So there is a fixed cost in physical business. So similarly in online business also there is a cost, right, involved. Right. Look at it as investment, and then only you'll get returns, right? Great. So there are things like how do you make sure that people coming to your page are converting, right? So that's another important aspect of it. So the good landing page is very, very important. We have spent a lot of time in designing our landing page, improving it continuously after the initial reactions and based on the feedback and comments we are getting. And you have to participate in the customer journey. The support system she mentioned, it's not about selling your course, right? You sell and go away, then your sales will not increase, right? People are buying with some intention. There is a goal they want to achieve. You have to make sure that people achieve that goal. So you have to be part of that customer journey when they reach their destination. I think that's very, very important. And then automatically that response will come. And if you look at our FB ad, right, there are more than like 1,000 likes, some 500 comments, 200 shares, right, just in 3 months. Instagram, we don't have a official handle just to promote anything. We don't post anything. We're using only for advertisement. Okay. We have 1,000 followers there, right? So So that shows that people are liking, who are buying, they are liking, and then our kind of appreciations we get on our community page that shows that people are liking the course. So that's important.
So I think it's a few very interesting things that you also mentioned, and looks like you're looking at, and even from the business perspective, you're looking at each and every vertical as something that needs to be done perfectly well, and that's amazing. That I think brings different pieces of a successful business together. So just wanted to kind of elaborate a little more on the kind of ad channels that you rely on. Particularly, I wouldn't say rely on, that's not the right word to use, but channels that the channels that are primary to the business for Enrichment Academy. Basically, we're talking about Facebook ads in general, and then there are multiple properties within Facebook that you can also use. So Facebook is your primary revenue generator or traffic source, right?
No, that's correct. I think that's also a learning I think we would like to share with other people who are planning to get into this journey, right? So when we started, we all think that we have a lot of friends, family, and extended circle, right? Where you can do a lot of WhatsApp ads in your society and residential area and things like that, right? And we think that initially there will be some organic growth there, right? But to our surprise, that's not true. And then when I spoke to a few other people, they had the similar experience, right? So I think from when you're starting a business, go with business mindset, right? So don't rely on friends and family to support your business. They will not buy your product, right? They will be there to support you, appreciate you, share your journey. But when it comes to real customers, you will have to really have some marketing strategy around that, how you want to do that, right? And that's where till now we have relied on Facebook ads, and it has worked out well, as we see in the results. But definitely, I think to scale further, we are exploring other options now around Google Ads and Quora and a few other channels we'll be looking at. And also, we'll look at the product offering, right? So depending on what products you are offering, you have to choose your channels, right? So for example, we can't go on LinkedIn and start promoting cooking there, right?
Correct. So I think from if you talk about Nourish and the kind of academies that would come on board, people who would like to kind of create content and distribute it through Nourish, there could be two kinds of people. One who already have a physical business and they want to kind of also supplement that with an online presence or an online store. Or there could also be people who are starting their business from scratch and going directly online. For you, possibly, would it be right to say that for you it was a mix? So you basically fall in the first bracket wherein you had an academy and then you decided to kind of take things online as well?
That definitely made things easier because I had experience. Like I already knew like the mindset of a student, what all they need to know and what will be their questions. That is very important. Then only you can make the content better. When you understand the students, when you understand a customer's perspective.
So that brings me to my next question. What were the differences that you have personally felt by your move online, like after taking your business online? How are you perceiving the overall, business now? I think that the structure is slightly different as well, with a lot of focus on online as well. So what are the differences that you have personally felt in your business as such?
Obviously, the connection you feel and the everyday, day-to-day experiences you share with the students, that is missing. Although we are trying our best and students are also connected very well through all the mediums provided. One positive thing about online is it's convenient for the students at their like at ease. They can watch whenever they are free, whenever they want to learn.
Right.
At the same time, it is also easy for me to create videos at my comfort level whenever I have time. So those things. But yeah, there is like that connection is missing, but that's fine. Both have their pros and cons.
But I think the one important aspect is with online, you can definitely touch more lives, right? So
Yes.
physical
Scale is
presence
much
has
higher.
got
Yes.
limitation, right? And now we are so excited. We have students from Andaman Nicobar
Yes.
and
Wow.
Guwahati and whatnot, right?
Wow.
So, and then while we have not done international ads through forwards or whatever, people have joined from Australia and
Yes.
Dubai and UK.
That's beautiful, actually. The
So,
reach, yes, I agree
yeah,
with you.
so
So
she's
the reach
able
is
to reach out to people which you can't imagine in your physical academy, right? So that's the
absolutely.
whole.
True. Very true.
Absolutely. So I think it's a very different. I think the experience is definitely different, but quite enriching in itself as well. Because of course, as you just mentioned, the kind of reach that you get, and it's so controlled. It's perfectly controllable. That's the beauty of kind of online stores and businesses that are going online. Uh, Obviously, successful execution is an important aspect, but then you start and you start learning and evolving with time. So I would say so the physical aspect of the business for Enrichment Academy is still live, right? So that is also existing at the moment.
No, right now we don't have those physical courses into operations.
Okay, so you make the transition completely from physical to online over a certain period of time.
We'll have to see how things will pan out, right? Because of lockdown, obviously, nobody wants to come in physical
Correct.
academy, and so for next few quarters, we don't see that resuming back. And by then, if this really clicks well, and then maybe we can focus more energies in online, and then she gets more time now because she she doesn't have to spend that much time that she was spending in physical world, right? Because once your product is ready, the good part about this is a lot of this can be systemized, right? So you don't have to really it can run on autopilot, right? Unless you want to do new things and expand, right? Yeah. I think
Correct.
that's the beauty of it.
Right. That's definitely the beauty of it. So the next thing is, another important aspect when it comes to selling your program, apart from marketing, is how you price your product. And what I see is there is a very aggressive approach to pricing in terms of making it just the kind of right price when you talk about Enrichment Academy, which I would say is also one of the factors that has led to its success, to find that the perfect fit in terms of pricing as well. So what is your approach to pricing? Is it a well thought pricing strategy? Is it more of a hit and trial? Did you have multiple price points at any given point in time, or how do you approach that?
So the thought process we have is uh, see, basically, pricing is something which has to be discovered, right? Always, right? In any business, right? While you have an idea of what you want to do, but we were always clear that we don't want to go very cheap, right? We don't want to do something in 99 rupees, 100 rupees kind of a thing, and then give that feel of low end product, right? From quality perspective. At the same time, we don't want it to make it unaffordable for people, right? So that it's only available to few people, right? So the whole idea was, and since it was a new thing for a lot of people from online perspective, because they don't know us, right? So in our region, people know us, people know her, and then they will come in physical classes. But when it comes to online, we don't have that brand awareness at this point of time, right? So you want to make somewhere at the sweet spot where people are able to buy and they see a value in it. So if you see 990, it is like 10 rupees for a recipe, right? We are giving 100 recipe, right? And that you get lifetime access. You also get the entire support system through that. But we have also used this as more like a entry to our funnel, right? So once we have this database and our loyal customers, we have another advanced program, right, which is priced at more premium price, and then we
Great.
are also thinking of introducing
That's right. So I think that's a very, I'd say, it's a very thought out approach, and you're definitely looking at the future in terms of how you'd like the business to shape up in the next few months. Probably, I think the coming of COVID in this pandemic has certainly kind of changed certain aspects of businesses, especially when we talk about learning business based businesses. So I think you definitely have an eye in terms of how you would like to utilize this current base that you have and enhance your online service and your offerings to these consumers as well. So I feel when I look at Enrichment Academy, what I think about it is, it's an academy that is where the products are priced at a very effective, in a very effective manner. I feel it's just hitting at the right price point for the consumers. And then you've got a lot of other pieces covered as well. Content is definitely the centerpiece, which is covered wonderfully. And service, which I also understand is a very critical aspect to businesses these days, because your customers want to connect with you as a brand as well. And it's not only about offering service for the product that you've already sold, but also about upselling to your existing customers, which then becomes another channel for conversions and business and for growth as well. So feeding into and building a good service channel is definitely important. It's wonderful to see that we were able to kind of highlight that through this interaction with you as well. So how are the learners reacting to the online sessions or the other service aspects that you have? Do you have more of a personalized kind of an experience with most of the learners, or it's purely professional? Do you have a templatized process which you follow to address certain queries, or it's more just like in terms of addressing whatever is there to be addressed at that point in time?
So, because there are 4 different, mediums there from which they are connected to us, so not everybody is comfortable sharing pictures with 250 or 500 other students. They personally connect to me with through WhatsApp. They share pictures, experiences, and when we call, uh, so the overall experience is very good. They are very happy, enjoying. So, and there are different age groups. We have like from 10 plus to 40 plus age of students. So it feels very good when a kid, shares like his chopping skills with you, or some smoothies, easy dishes. He is moving forward with his pace. And a lady from Chennai sends me a picture of Fulka, and she is very happy, telling me that we used to not able to make Fulkas very soft like you, and now I'm able to. Or
Wonderful.
Lacha Paratha.
Yeah.
They are very happy sharing pictures.
So I think that's very interesting. That also kind of tells us and shows us how food connects people in India. And we've got such a diverse food culture, in our country. And there's so much, and food is actually across India. And there's so much that we do with food in terms of, our festivities, etc. So that's one very, strong aspect of being Indian, particularly. So talking about that, I've seen the 3 courses listed on the academy, and one of them is a fitness pack. Why did you choose to do something like this? Are you trying to, reach out to a new audience? Are you trying to explore newer audience segments? Is that the reason, or you generally wanted to do it?
No, so I think there are a couple of aspects of doing that. So one is, while the initial focus was on giving this foundational course to people for home cooking, right? So that they are comfortable cooking their home recipes. But we got a lot of queries on people want to do weight loss, people want to try out some healthy stuff, the keto diets and low carb and high protein and all that stuff, right? The fitness thing. So then we tied up with one of the leading nutritional agency in Australia, and they produce these recipes on various fronts, whether they are low carb, and so we got some certified recipes which has all the micronutrients and everything that one needs to do a fitness regime or a diet plan. So we thought it will be a good add-on to what we are offering for people who are really looking for some healthy options. And in fact, we are about to launch in next week or so some 4 more recipe packs which will supplement this and will help people in health and fitness industry.
Great, that's fantastic. So, what are then the any long-term plans or a long-term vision in terms of where you see what's in store for Enrichment Academy in the future and where you see it? Because you're definitely, moving and progressing with every given step, adding newer courses, kind of trying to, add a new dimension in terms of the food or the offerings that you have, for example, foraying into fitness related courses as well. So do you have a long-term vision as well, predefined, or you're
Definitely,
waiting for
definitely.
the pandemic?
Just there is a lot going on. You know, there will be life skill courses for different age groups, and arts is there. That was always there. Like along with cooking, I was always into arts and painting. So courses related to that will be there. There are many other things going on. Let's see how it goes.
Correct. So that's wonderful. Another thing is that, now we've discussed various aspects of the business, in depth, right from content creation to production of content to marketing to service. Do you have, let's say, some kind of a formula that you can offer to our, users as well, to so that they can replicate this success and grow their academies, or it's just about going out there and trying out different things and learning with experiences? Is there any?
So, yeah, the basic knowledge you need, and from teaching purpose, you should know about and around that subject so well. You cannot just keep on learning, Google, and go on. It cannot be like that. The content should be worth the money the customer is going to pay.
Great.
I think that is very important.
Right. Right.
Because I think the main thing, just to expand on what she just said, right? So one is, I think our suggestion and is basically people should convert their experience into online courses rather than trying to be a cookie cutter, and then if somebody else is successful, just try to copy that and then see if I can create similar 20 videos and launch a course, right? That
Correct.
will not work. This space has become very competitive, and this space is very crowded, right? So competition is good, but when it comes to crowd, right, it is very difficult to differentiate between what is authentic versus what is fake, right? So that's where that your brand recognition will come if you have authentic offerings, right? So people will see through it, right? Once they buy, once they interact with you. And then social media is so powerful, right? If you don't do right things, it will take only a day to bring you down, right? So you have to be authentic, be your best, your original, right? I think that's one. And second thing I would say is go from passion to obsession, right? So a lot of people have passion for a lot of things, right? But then unless you become obsessed about it, you really go after it, lose your sleep, do things and make it happen, right? This online course is very easy to start, right? It's I think the least entry barrier it has, right, compared to any other business.
Correct.
But then still people get overwhelmed with, okay, I don't know digital marketing, I don't know FB ad, I don't know video editing. But you have to go to that from passion to obsession, right? And then do things and then make it happen, right? And then initially I told, right, fail fast and scale fast, right? So you
Correct.
try and then quickly scale, right? I think
Yes.
that's the success. And times have changed, right? I think there is a new normal. People have to accept it. Businesses are going to be different. Look at Baiju, look at all these different online academies, how well they are doing. So you can see the trend, right? Everybody is moving towards that. That means customer is also ready. People are buying, people are actually consuming online content, and they're happy to pay. So I think
Right.
this is the best time and great opportunity for anybody to get into online space.
Great. I think it's been a wonderful session so far. I think been very insightful for a lot of our users as well, who are looking to kind of take their businesses online and start their academies through Nourish. I'll just have one last question before we take a few questions from our viewers. So it's about your experience with Nourish. How has that been, and why did you choose Nourish for your business?
Okay. So I think we were evaluating a few other platforms, being honest here, right? And we looked at Teachable and some of the leading platforms in this space. And for India, we were not sure if there are many platforms available. And that's where we came across Nourish. So the best part I liked about Nourish is when I looked at some of the features, it was easy to do, right? Means do it yourself kind of a thing. So you don't really need a lot of technical knowledge. There are a lot of drag and drop kind of features to create your landing pages, and it's a one-stop shop, right? You don't need multiple digital products to create your platform, right? In one platform itself, you can automate your email, you can create your landing page, you can integrate your payment, and the good part is the physical support, right? When I say physical support, right, for any other platform, if you go, you can only raise a service request or a ticket, and then somebody will respond to your emails. But here, I can reach out to any of you and then quickly talk through and then resolve issues or take guidance or discuss features. In fact, I have requested some new features, and I'm glad that some of the requests which I have put in, those enhancements are being worked on, and I think a couple of them are already released on your platform. So that I'm sure other course creators will benefit. But that was the comfort factor with Knowledge, that there is a support, there is a person to talk to and get that support for moving forward.
Great. That's wonderful to hear. So Narayan Sai Krishna asks, I'm running ads for my course, but I'm struggling with getting sales. Any ideas? Any ideas that you'd like to kind of share? Just through the course of the conversation. Have you ever experienced that possibly? And were there any useful tactics that are there to kind of get over that?
I think for ads, again, it's a journey. You have to find out what works, right?
It takes some time to kind of build your funnel as well, in terms of looking at what audience is working for you or not.
Correct. So it's a journey, as I was saying, right? So you have to discover what will work, what will not work, and there are multiple elements to it, right? So one is, of course, the ad itself, right? The demography you are targeting. Have you really done enough research to find out what is your target audience? Then how is your creative, right? Means if you look at Facebook or Instagram, right, it is flooded with a lot of ads, right? You will get only 5 seconds of screen time from the person, and in that 5 seconds, if you can't catch the attention, your ad is gone, right? And then once person clicks on it, and then is your landing page designed well to give the message exactly what is your product, what is your offering, is the offer good enough for somebody to buy, right? Because it is impulsive buy, right, in most of the cases. And then your call to action button, right, it is prominent enough for somebody to click on that and enter the credit card details, right? So you have to look at all the aspects of conversion, and then try changing different aspects, try changing landing page, try changing conversion, your creatives, and see what is working, and then kind of go after it and make it work.
Great, that's wonderful. He also says, by the way, that you should write a book titled "Fail Fast, Scale Fast." So that's interesting. Narayan Sai is another person who asked that question. So it's been a very interesting session. The only thing that we also try to kind of explain to our prospect users or customers or people who are actually going to take Nourish as a platform to launch their online academies is that we are enablers for to help businesses take their entire show from an offline setup to an online setup. And essentially, as you mentioned, everything is that you need to set up an online academy, right from selling up, the selling aspects of it, the marketing side of aspects, the integrations that you require, in order to build a successful sales funnel and drive, visitors into paying customers is there. But moving beyond that, there's a lot of hard work and learning that the academy owners or the business owners have to put in on a daily basis to kind of enhance their business, to take their business to another level, which is there for any business as well. And the only key to success is, as you said, trying out new things and learning from your experiences and trying to kind of take the right decisions for the business. So I think I have to end it at that. Any last thoughts that you'd want to share with our users, and then we can just kind of end. It was for me, it was wonderful connecting with you to really understand the journey, from scratch, especially when you took things to Nourish. And it's wonderful to see your success over the past 3 months. You're certainly one of the academies that's an example for a lot of people to take inspiration from as well. So wonderful work there. I really appreciate whatever you're doing at Enrichment Academy, and looking forward to newer things that you will do at Enrichment Academy for your customers and consumers.
Thank you so much, Jess. Thanks a lot. And thanks to Nourish, the team of Nourish, for supporting so well. So that
Yes.
constant support was always there. So it has been a great journey so far. I am really enjoying it, and I hope I will keep enjoying in future.
Correct. Wonderful. Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you. It was great talking to you, and we had a good evening, Saturday evening.
Right.
A lot of fun, and I hope this session was valuable for everybody.
Great.
Thank you.